Hello and welcome to this edition of Eat Right with Rouse's. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However, it may be joining us, we appreciate it. And always glad joining us is our favorite dietitian, April Sins with Rouse's. Hi, April.
Hey Keith, how are you today?
I am doing very well. Looking forward to cooler weather as we are starting to see some of these options that Rouse's really partners with their Italian compadres to
Yeah.
bring us some really wonderful products to make something like minestrone.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be making some minestrone soup today. You're exactly right, and it's a great fall dish. And one of my favorite things about it is that it involves kind of a combination of things. So you have your vegetables in there. You're gonna have a great soup base, and you're also gonna be able to have some pasta in there as well. Now you can add your meat of choice if you would like to. The recipe that we have online on rouses.com actually has some pancetta in it. But you
Mm.
can also, if you want to change it up, you can add some sausage or some bacon or whatever you would choose to add to your soup. Now, today, I have made the soup sort of like it's more of a vegetarian style. It doesn't have the pancetta in there, but like I said, you can add that. So this recipe is on rouses.com. If you search minestrone soup, it's going to pop right up. And really, what I love about it is you can make this in a great big pot like this, feed the family, probably have some leftovers. Or if you like to use your slow cooker, you can also just make this a slow cooker recipe and add the pasta at the end right before you're ready to eat to give it enough time to cook. So let's go ahead and get started. And the one thing that we're going to start with is, of course, y'all see me use this all the time, the Rouse's olive oil. I'm always using it. That's because it's such a great product, and it's one of my favorite Italian products that we have at Rouse's. This olive oil is from Italy, and it is made for Rouse's, and it's actually an award-winning olive oil. So it was brought to the New York olive oil competition and actually won at that competition. The details are all on our website for
Mhm.
that as well. Another thing too, of course, we're gonna, we love our onions down here, of course. So we're gonna be adding in some chopped onions, and this is some zucchini. So I
Mm.
chopped up some zucchini into pieces. If you like it in smaller pieces, you could definitely chop it up into smaller pieces. But this makes a really great soup base for this. A really great way to make the soup more hearty
Mhm.
and flavorful, and also adds a nice green color. I'm also adding in some fresh parsley. If
Mhm.
you prefer to use dried parsley, you could definitely do that too. Now, the next thing we're going to be adding, like you see that this is a lot of just chopping vegetables and put it in the pot. Okay.
Right.
So I don't have this on the stove right now. I'm just adding it right here, but I do have some that's prepared to show you. But I have some chopped celery. So just
Okay.
chop up some celery right there. And then for the liquid, so what you do is cook this down a little bit, and then you start adding in your liquids. So I have some beans. It's a can of white beans that I'm going to be adding in right here with the juice. You don't have to strain it. And then we're also going to be adding in a can of some Rouse's tomatoes with the juice as well. So this is just diced tomatoes. I like to grab the no salt added just to not have as much sodium in it. And then a few more things is going to be some kale we're going to be adding to this.
Oh.
I like to add it toward the end of whenever it's cooking, just to where the kale keeps more of its color. It's nice green color. And the seasonings we're going to be adding in as well is going to be a little bit of garlic powder, not garlic salt, but garlic powder. And you could
Okay.
add a little bit of salt and pepper if you would like. Okay, we're going to add in some fresh thyme and oregano as well in there. And let me just show you as well. Oh, I don't want to forget this too. So a little chicken broth. Okay, so some chicken stock. So I'm going to put some unsalted, a whole container of the unsalted chicken stock. Now this makes a nice, great pot. You can actually make more extra if you want. And then whenever it's just about done cooking, what you're going to do is add in some small pasta. So I grabbed right here. This is an Italian, it's a Italian brand as well, and it says handcrafted in Italy. Some Delalo elbow pasta right here. But I wanted to mention that we also have lots of Rouse's pastas as well. And so this is also Italian pasta, and that's a whole wheat one. So once it's ready, you have a nice soup that you're ready to eat. It makes a nice bowl of soup. You can see all the colors in there. Beautiful, beautiful colors, very hearty. And you can pair this with either some of our new Rouse's crackers, or you can grab some bread and slice it and have it with it. But one more thing, Keith, don't forget about the Parmesan Reggiano. And so you can also take some of that and put a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese right on top of there. And this is from Italy, and you can actually see the markings that's on the outside on the rind of the cheese. And so this is a great, it's like a treat. I like to get this whenever I go shopping and bring it home and just add it to whatever you want, or you can take some little slices and have it with a snack too.
Well, and the soup looks fantastic as always. So very colorful. I love the idea of putting in the kale a little bit later than the other vegetables, and so it keeps
Hmm.
its color, but it keeps its texture as well. And so that's one of the
Yes.
other things because it's such a hearty soup. And then, of course, if you're going to have Parmesan, you might as well do it where you've got the block itself for you to just kind of
Yeah.
put that on there instead of buying your shaved Parmesan or your grated Parmesan. You can just do it with that.
Oh,
Wonderful
yeah.
recommendations. Really looking forward to that once it gets a little cooler for that hearty vegetable minestrone. So hey, we appreciate it so much. Thank you, April.
Thank you so much, Keith.
All right. And that will do it for this particular edition of Eat Right with Rouse's. Don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming right here on HTV.